Now, we talk about planning for 2025. A few things I want to break down to you. I'll pull them up all at one time. Failing to plan is planning to fail. Look at this stat. 70% of small businesses lack strategic growth plans. Like, and I'm not going to ask you to raise your hand, but just think about this. We're in almost the end of January. Dr. Erica, should they have a plan for 2025 already? She said, yup. If you don't, I love it. She was doing training for a mastermind yesterday. Hey, if you don't, it's not too late, right? You can get one in, but theoretically, right, your plan should have been set last year for what you're going to roll into 2025 with. And it shouldn't just be a plan, it should be what? Strategic. And we're going to do a session to provide actionable steps to bridge the gap. We talk about setting a vision. Define your long-term business vision, step one. Then we got to say, hey, how can I align those goals with my personal values and mission? If your business don't line up with your personal, you'll hate doing it. So how can your business goals help feed your personal goals? And when we get into it deeper, right, this is how we do strategic planning. We have an annual plan. Everybody say annual. And from that annual plan, did anybody say our annual planning session? Hey, if y'all not in the school group, right, it's tspfamily.com, it's free. In that community, we dropped, it was a mastermind training we did a couple years ago, and it was like a full-day training me and Ronnie did on how to do your annual planning, but we gave everybody access to it for like a week or something, then we took it away. But it's in there. Maybe I'll drop it back if people want it. But we say, hey, we got an annual plan. Then from that annual plan, we break out quarterly plans. Everybody say quarterly. Where we're already going into each quarter knowing at a high level what the plan is. Then from those quarterly plans, we break out weekly plans. Everybody say weekly. And then we do this like all the way across here, right? And then for the weekly plans, we have daily activities. Now, all of the goals that we create for the year, a lot of people I see don't reach the goals because they create the plan and then the plan's sitting on your desk somewhere. Under a bunch of other papers, under a bunch of other books, under all this other stuff. The plan that we have is a living, breathing thing that we not only revisit every quarter, but we revisit every week. We revisit parts of it every what? Day. Now, everybody in the whole company is not involved in every single piece of this. The annual plan is our leadership team. So leadership team get together, we create the bulk of the annual plan, then we, boom, break it down, present it to the team. Then we come down and we say, okay, for Q1, these are the activities we need to do. Then, when we break that down into Q1, and each one of our departments has like a quarterly meeting too. So we have one's the leadership team, and then marketing has one, operation has one. We have a client success department, they have one. Then each week, we're checking in on Monday. We do a team meeting where we check in and we talk about what are the activities and goals for this week. And activities and goals for this week are the things that's going to help us reach what we need to reach for the month, and the monthly stuff going to help us reach what we need to reach for the actual quarter. Everybody with me? So everything literally just cascades down. I create a vision, but if the vision is sitting somewhere in your desk, you're never going to get what you're supposed to get. We focus on areas like marketing, operations, customer experience. And then we want to create clarity with a simple and actionable plan. The key word is what? Actionable. So we can take action on. Then we want to say, hey, you know what? I got a plan. How can I prioritize it? We're going to leverage 80-20. This is the good part to get maximum results. 80-20 is the law of a vital few. It's maybe sometimes you may have heard of it as the Pareto principle. What the law of vital few, the Pareto principle says, is that 20% of your efforts are responsible for 80% of your outcomes. What if I told you that 80% of what you did in your busy, hectic life don't matter? If you could just get that piece. You're like, well, Lamar, I'm so busy, I don't have time. You don't have time because you're spending time on the wrong things. We're going to talk about in a second how to determine what the right things are. Right? We talk about that. We want to identify what's the task driving revenue and eliminate low-value activities, and then we want to delegate effectively to optimize the actual outcomes.